just had a 4-day weekend with the kids while Heather was away at a conference. Cleveland, just me and the toddlers. What could possibly go wrong? Cooper's still here? He's coming slowly. Actually, we had a blast. Today I'm sharing 5 things to do in Cleveland with kids when you're solo parenting, plus some survival tips along the way. What do you think of this monkey butt, Coop?
Good. Monkey butt.
So we just dropped off Heather at Cleveland Airport because she's going to a conference for 4 days for work. So we're going to check out the zoo this morning. Hey boys?
Yeah.
We got 4 days. It's just me and the boys. And they're going to be on their best behaviour. Hey boys? Crickets, thought so. First stop is the Cleveland Metro Parks Zoo. This place is huge, so you can really spend the whole day there. This place is split into kind of 5 zones. Each zone really has some sort of play area for the kids, whether it's a climbing frame or a slide or, you know, just something else that keeps them entertained. Right, we're about 3 hours in at the zoo. We've been out to the back of the zoo on a playground, thankfully. Let's see how long this lasts. Definitely recommend you bring your stroller. If you don't have one, like us, because we're traveling in the RV, definitely recommend you rent one of these little blue buggies, which fit both of them in there. So when they got tired, they'd both jump in and they'd take turns chaperoning each other around the park. This was a full day. We had recently been to the Cincinnati Zoo, and as a result, you get into this one half price. So there's a top tip if you're traveling around the area.
Daddy, what's a tiger shark?
What do you think of this monkey butt, Coop?
Good.
What is that, Coopy?
It's a spinning, it's a yucko.
It's a spinny thing, a circle. So this is day 2 with the boys, with Heather being at a conference in Boston. What do you feel like doing today, Coopy? Does your belly hurt? Did you put your milk in the fridge?
Yeah.
That's good. That means you can have it later. Good job.
It's off. Oh no.
Do you want to say anything to the people?
No.
Okay. And we're going to go to the coffee shop. Sound good? Now, let's go get some snacks for the truck. Maybe some cereal? Or some granola?
Come here.
Come here, I'm already here.
Come here.
Come here.
Come here.
It's coming.
Go.
Okay. Time to go. That takes me on to tip number 1, which I cannot recommend highly enough, which is basically get yourself a reciprocal museum membership. So basically online we randomly bought a reciprocal membership from a museum in California that we've never attended. It was like $160 for all 4 of us. It gets you into a huge amount of science museums for free. Some of them are 50%. It includes kids museums as well, and history museums along the way. We've already saved more than $160 already, and we've only been using it for a few months. So case in point, suggested location number 2. This is the Great Lakes Science Centre, and there's no immediate parking, which is a concern. What a nightmare. It's right next to the Cleveland Browns Stadium. Who knows where we're going to park? So FYI, there is actually parking right here on the right of where I'm driving right now. It's covered parking, it just wasn't very well signposted here. So we found street parking next to the Cleveland Browns Stadium. It's just like a 5-minute walk to the museum. But Logan is running the opposite way because he doesn't want to give his hat to Cooper, even though he's got 2 hats on. He's got a regular hat and a Spider-Man hat. So this is kind of a microcosm of most experiences. Now they're wrestling in a flower patch, which I'm going to have to disrupt. There'll be a small tantrum here, and then we'll get going. The Great Lakes Science Centre. It's hands-on, interactive, perfect for the boys at this age. We actually hardly saw any of the museum on day one because the boys just wanted to spend their time in this little play area. We went in, they saw it, they ran inside. It was probably about 5 hours, so it was basically free childcare for me. I was sitting doing listening to podcasts. It's a pretty cool little area, this, and basically this is all in the same little area. You've got the Cleveland Brown Stadium, you got the Science Museum here, you got the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you've got this ship as a museum. The reciprocal membership, this museum was 100% free. So myself and both boys got in for the full day, paid absolutely nothing. They had a blast, so much so, we actually came back for a second time to actually do the science part of the museum. You can learn about space because John Glenn is from Ohio. So there's a big section about NASA, which is really cool. And obviously they did spend more time in the play area again because they loved it so much, which I was totally fine with because, again, it allowed me to know that they're safe and happy, enjoying themselves, and I can do other things in the background as well. Pro tip, pack a change of clothes for the water exhibits because they can get a little bit wet. My guys were okay to just get wet and then dry off because it was a sunny day, but depending on the weather, you might not want to have that happen. Pull it. This is the Science Museum, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the famous Cleveland sign, and you can do this museum tour of an old cargo ship. We did the Great Lakes. We already did one on Lake Superior or Lake Huron, or no, it was Lake Michigan. So don't need to do that again. But also has a playground, so another 30 minutes or so for the boys here. Our advance towards dinner right here has been stalled by this bocce ball pit, which the boys are using as a sand pit, of course. We got this coffee shop to ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, how you plans? So we'll have a little bit of fuel here, and then we'll head back to base, and then Cooper will probably fall asleep in the truck, won't you, Cooper?
No.
No, you're not going to fall asleep tonight? Okay. Good. The next thing we did was the Children's Museum of Cleveland. We've done quite a lot of children's museums across the US so far, and they're always all a little bit different, but they always have some of the same things, like this water section, or this blows some sort of rag or a ball out of these tubes, which is funny. This one had a really cool giant town, and the boys spent a lot of time just exploring around here, playing shops, or playing mechanic and meeting other people. We went on a Sunday, which I knew wasn't a particularly good idea because it's going to be one of the busier days because all the locals taking the kids there, quite rightly. But we had to do one of these things on the Sunday, and this is just how it ended up. It only stays open till like 1:30, which is kind of a weird time for a kids museum to close. 1:30 on a Sunday. If you're doing it, try and get there early so you can get the maximum time in there. There's a lot to do, multiple stories, and it was half price with the reciprocal membership. My second tip is make sure you do a little bit of what you want to do when you've got your kids all day, and just take them along for the ride. My kids certainly feel like they just want to be a part of my life and what I'm doing at this age anyway. I'm sure that'll change as they advance in their years, but for now they're quite happy to come along and explore a coffee shop, and it gives you a little bit of a breather and a reset since they've had to do everything they've wanted to do. What's that in your hands? What's this?
Dinosaurs. Wah, wah, wah.
What kind of cool coffee shop gives you dinosaurs? I really just talk to them about it and say, hey, we're going to go to a coffee shop for a bit, and then we're going to do a museum, and it'll usually keep them quite happy if they feel like they know what's happening. We're just outside Cleveland again, going to a new coffee shop this morning. just up here, this way. It's close to the aquarium. That's where we're going to spend our afternoon. So let's see what like. It's quite a nice day for sitting outside. It's a nice little location. Coffee roasters. A non-dairy mocha, which is better for my lactose intolerance. And we got some banana bread, which Logan didn't want to begin with, eh, Look?
No.
But now he does want.
Simon says, put your hands on your knees. Simon says, put your hands on your head.
Here's Greater Cleveland Aquarium. Let's find some parking for the Julie. Done. Ready for aquarium?
Yeah.
This is Cleveland Aquarium.
Daddy, look at that.
Cooper found special rocks. Thanks, Kip.
Look at that teeny little rock.
Teeny little rock.
Look at that.
Yeah, I think it's actually a bead.
No.
I think it's a bead from a necklace.
No.
Yes, we can go in. Let's go in. So number 4, I'm going to put it in here, but I probably wouldn't recommend it. And this is the Cleveland Aquarium. So it's cool. It's an aquarium. We've done a few aquariums, and not to sound like first world problems, but once you've seen one aquarium, you've kind of seen them all. You're going to get a tunnel with sharks and stingrays, some starfish. What's he trying to bite?
He's trying to bite the glass.
He's trying to bite the glass. He really wants to escape. He's like, he's going to do a Shawshank. Think you can do a Shawshank?
Nope.
It's probably been harsh there. This is quite a cool aquarium. The problem was it was quite expensive. It was I think it was like $40 per person, including the kids. It seemed expensive. It really only took up about an hour to go through the whole thing, and then you're done. And they're like, oh, you can go through as many times as you want, but once you've gone through it, there's not really much to see as you go through it again. So it's only going to kill about an hour, and it was the most expensive by far. You can't even burn a morning, never mind an afternoon. How many steps you got? When we were in this area, we did discover a very cool little district called the Flats. Had a little lunch, chilled out. This is what I enjoy doing with the boys, is just kind of exploring some of the key parts and then stumbling across parts that you didn't know existed and you would have never found. I like it when we find a place to ourselves. It relieves the stress a bit.
What did you do?
This is spill number 1. This is spill number 2. You both did one each, didn't you? You're too busy watching the Olympics. Paying attention to your waters.
Hurry, Dad.
Into the airport to pick up Heather. The 4 solo days are complete, almost. Difficulty level 5000. Just got a lot of activities every day, and then was exhausted every night. Here at Cleveland Airport waiting for Heather to get her bag, and this was the idea, was just to get some sleepy children. So this is the first time I'd done 4 days solo in the RV. Very difficult because it's non-stop kind of whenever they wake up till whenever they go to sleep, which at the moment during the summer, because it's so bright at night, is any time between 9:30 and 10. So not much time to relax at any point. But we have a lot of memories together. The boys had fun. We learned a lot at the museums. We saw a lot. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? I wasn't sure what to expect of Cleveland coming in, but I was very impressed with this area of Cleveland, with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, the Science Museum next to the Brown Stadium, etc. It was a pretty cool area to keep them occupied. We thought about doing the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. There really wasn't going to be that much for the boys to do, as opposed to, myself. I would quite like to do it, but, the Science Museum was right next door and it was free. Yes, I was right next to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and I didn't actually do it. These are the sacrifices that you make. We had a great time, and honestly, Cleveland was the perfect spot for a solo parenting adventure. We were an hour away from it, but it was worth the drive in every day. Hope you found something useful here. Be sure to subscribe for more family travel tips and adventures. Take care. Cooper's still here. He's coming slowly.